Welcome, race fans, to an adrenaline-fueled day of action here at the stunning Navarra circuit. It's media day for the V8s, especially the Simability V8 Cup. Um, and it's actually in the new supercar Gen 3, which just came out 3 weeks ago, and now we're making a debut in BSTV. I think we got an epic lineup ahead of us with action-packed races, and that will leave you on the edge of your seat. So in the booth with me is Samuel. Is it Samuel or is it Sam?
Both is correct, but Sam is good.
So we'll call him Samuel from now on, using. He's also doing the cameras. He's joining me, and because Pete, uh, let's be honest, Pete desperately wanted to crash the car, and that's why he's not in the booth and arriving the car. So we are on the circuit, the Navarra. Um, have you ever driven this circuit, Sam?
No, never, nor the car. So I'm completely new to both of these.
Oh, that is a great prospect and like to look forward to, because to be honest, I don't know the track. I haven't driven the car, but I did find some inside information. We're gonna talk about that later. So quick reminder: this is the media day. It's all about setting up a couple of systems. We are here to have fun. We are doing two heats: one sprint heat, 20 minutes, and a longer heat. I think it's 40 minutes. Am I correct, Sam?
It is 40 minutes, yes.
It's 40 minutes, and we think that there's gonna be one pit stop. We had some inside info from someone who was complaining that a certain someone, Simon Randall, it might try and do a super savvy race just to see if he can hold out without stopping. Anyway,
Yeah.
uh, I think we're gonna be in for a treat. I don't have a clue about the car, but in preparation to the race, I asked ChatGPT to write us a poem to explain how the hell the dynamic, what was it called again? The dynamic linkage system works. So I'm going to recite that poem, and I want to take a hats off for how good it is. So we start with zoom, 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 supercar king. Wheels so smart they bounce and swing. No wobble, no slip, steady as glue. Tiny wings flex like what it do. Back wheels turn, smooth like flow. Power shifts where I need to go. Magic trick, speed on blast. Supercars built to slay and last. Fast life vibes, clean and mean. Ride so lit, it's a dream machine. I think that summarizes how the car should feel, doesn't it, Sam?
Yeah, it sounds pretty good. I will trust you on that, because you've driven the car more than me. I just bought the car just before the session, which is
So
not usual, but yeah, that's fine. That's
I'm,
good.
I'm gonna give you some inside info. I bought the car 3 minutes ago to join the session. So I haven't done a single lap. I did drive, and you drove. We both drove the obviously the Gen 2 cars, but we haven't done a single lap in a Gen 3. So we're relying on anyone that has driven the car before. As mentioned in the chat, I'm a little bit under the weather with the man flu. So if I sniff, cough, I'll try to mute my mic between every cough and thing I do. But yeah, so sorry for that, and that's why I sound so drunk. That has nothing to do with the beers. We just
For
started
once.
qualifying. Yeah, for once. Normally it's a different story. So we started qualifying. We've had 15 minutes of qualifying. On top, at the moment, we have Bob Woodhouse. It's also currently on an outlap. And I think, if I saw that correctly, a lot of drivers signed up for the media day, and I think that is great. I think the league attracted a lot of attention. Um, it's a league that we have been running for 9 seasons. Am I? I think I'm wrong on this. I I I I, I, I I researched this before the broadcast started, but my memory is season 16, so I missed 8 seasons. Uh, and for the sponsor we have again is Simability. They do an amazing job for drivers that are less fortunate with and have a disability. They try to help out and make sim racing accessible for them. So we really appreciate that. So a large shout out to that. We have a lot of new names, Sam. Do you know any of the drivers?
We do know a few drivers, but we don't. Do we know them all? I guess not. I think a lot of them came from the officials that a few of the league members were racing, but I think we'll get used to know them during the sessions, during the races. It will take us a while because we don't remember names, just so you know. Even if this is Media Day, don't think this is just because it's Media Day we don't know your name. It will be the same at the end of the season, or we might call you Jason if you're called Jackson. It's a pure example. I don't even know if there's a Jason or a Jackson in the league, but that's just to make things clear. We're not the top-notch broadcast for names, but for the rest, we're the best. Oh, that was so good. Oh, that was smooth.
I think that was one of your best lines ever, Sam. I think let's stop the broadcast right here and let's just go out on a high. This was the season, folks. Sayonara.
I'm proud of myself now.
So just to go through the names I recall and I remember, and then we'll go through a couple of the names who are new to us. So I see some familiar names like Bob Woodhouse. This is one of the names I always mix up. Bob knows this. We have Rob Woodhouse, Rob, and we have Bob. Or is it Bob or Rob? I don't know.
It's the same guy.
I know. I know. That's why I keep messing that up. Simon Trendle, former champion of the V8s. David J. Burns, I don't know who David J. Burns is, so that is gonna be a mystery for me.
He's been in the league already.
Oh really? I haven't been around for the V8s a while.
That is true, but he's done a few races last year, if not the whole season, if I'm not mistaken, because I haven't done all the races, but he's been with us the past season. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, well, sorry for that, David. My apologies. Hats off to you. Stephen Phillips from New York, right, with the dogs on the side. Stuart Brown. I think I know that name, but I don't...
That livery is mint, by the way. I love it. It's proper clean. But yes, Stuart's been with us last season as well. He's done a few races.
Okay, cool. So Anthony Woodward, Kenzie Newhoff is back, and I am quite surprised to see that name. I know he's been on and off, and he had his share amount of some weird incidents where he lacked the motivation afterwards. So let's hope you'll stick with us, Kenzie. I mean, you're an amazing driver. Just keep it on. Bram Dubois, Vincent Skillback, who always likes to drive the car, especially the old ones, without a rear wing. That is lovely. He's even quicker without a bumper, or without a hood. Did you know that?
Oh, he's quicker. The more the car is completely destroyed, he's driving. He was driving a Willy Benz. It's not a Willy Benz anymore. It's Kilby Racing, so it's brand new. Hopefully for him, he will keep more parts of the car, because if he owns them now, it might cost him a little bit more. That's just the fun of. Virtual racing doesn't cost anything more than just buying the thing, but yeah. Anyway, it's for the fun.
Exactly. So, Philip, and I'm gonna butcher your name here, Philip. So I'm sorry about this. Jurowicz? I'm gonna call you Jurowicz. Is that how you pronounce that, Sam?
I would say Jurzovic, but
Jurzovic. Okay,
Philip will do, I think.
I think we're gonna call you Philip, but if you badly want us to correctly pronounce your name, we're not gonna do that. Sorry. Jimmy Olsen, obviously, long time runner with us. Mika Hakkinen. That is your new name. Nikolai Bogatarev, I know that one. Jeff Sanders.
Yeah, Jeff was with us last year, yes.
Roddy Walbach, Cecil Prosen, Michael C. McCoy, Robert Fan. So Rob Fan, actually a BSTV driver, and he's been a while. He did a couple of the TCR seasons, and he just used to do the GT4. So in the beginning, he was a little bit on the back foot, but when he starts to understand the cars, he is annoyingly quick. He's not gonna get you a top 3 position, but he's always there and thereabouts, always rigging in the results. Jeremy Rogers, Alex, no, of course, Alex is part of the BSTV administration, but he drives for Hydro Race.
Yeah, more of a community manager thing. Like, he does a lot of the social media things, so yes.
And then I am encountering a name that I can't pronounce. I don't want to say it on stream. It is our absolutely one and only
Princess.
Peter of Bingham. Peter of Bingham. Pete Bingham. Obviously, we all know the icky hands story. I'll tell it later for everybody. He's got icky hands, so I think that we should definitely just change his name and butcher his name as well. Anyway, Pete, let's say the running force behind BSTV. Um, I'm not gonna say he's a nice bloke because he can't shoot for shit on Hell Let Loose, and if you can't do that, then you're not in my on my good side. Samir Kadura, I think that is the correct pronunciation. Pronunciation.
Pronunciations, yes.
Pronunciation. Thank you.
And
Andreas
you're
Straub.
not drunk, so that's
No,
that's gonna be
that is just a
a
cold. That's just a cold running in my head. And Towers Fosbeck, and I think that Towers also did the TCR race the other day. If I'm
yeah, that's probably, and we missed one guy because he was qualifying and now he's back. Top 5 for Chris Champ Jackson. We'll see if he's as fast in these cars as he was in the Gen 2 cars. He's been away for a while, family business and stuff, so it's nice to see him back in these ones. I don't know if he will be doing the full season, but very, very nice to see Chris back in the car. So welcome back, Chris. Nice to have you. You've got competition now.
I think that he has competition, and the thing is, I like Chris. He's a nice bloke, but the only thing I always remember is the first race I did in Mosport, and he ran me off the track, crashed me into the wall. But it was more my fault, I think, because I was driving it like a TCR and just bumping everybody to the side.
Most
So it's
likely,
more
yeah.
on me. Most likely, it's on me. Anyway, good to see you back, Chris. Also, a former multiple winner of the championship. I think I'm not sure how many he has, but probably like 8, I think.
No, I think it's more like 3,
Is it
2
free?
or
We
3.
have this. We have this for the new guys. We are on the site somewhere hidden as a statistic link, and you can. Pete keeps track of all the wins you had, and all the championships you won, all the podiums you did, and how many races you attended. So if you're into statistics, just take a look at that. Okay, back to the qualifying. So we went through all the names. I did saw a discussion about how you should approach the outlap. I saw that Tony Klusterman, he's not here with us today, and just a special shout out to him because we know he's been struggling a little bit with his health. We hope to see him back real soon when his health situation allows that. And I think that he did a couple of laps here and there. But anyway, special shout out, and I think that Tony deserves that. He's been with us for a very, very long time, and he's my favorite Canadian. And the craziest thing is, I'm now looking at the track. I've driven this track.
Have you?
Yeah, I did.
Is it the one with the pit stall that was inside the corner?
It's the one where I got spun by Spencer McCarthy and completely backsided into the side of Pete Newman.
Oh, normal race for you then.
No. Anyway, to qualifying. So I said there is a bit of a discussion about how to approach the outlap. And currently, we see a couple of familiar names. And I forgot to mention our other BSTV driver, Tyler. Tyler knew it. It's just because he talks so much that we don't really have to mention him anyway, because everybody knows he's here.
Oh, yeah, he's in P3. Nice, yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, he's in P3. So, Simon Trendo on top, which is not a surprise at all. Bob Woodhouse, I'm not surprised that he's up there, but I am surprised that he has taken the second one. Maybe this car clicks better for him than the Gen 2. He has always been quick. It's lovely to see that he's now taking another step. David Burns, is that the name? Yeah. David Dale Burns on 12th position and Chris on 5th. Stephen on 6th and Kenzie Newell on 7th. And we are actually now switching over to the race session. So we got our starting grid. Simon, why is it gone, Sam? Thank you. Simon Trendo for Team Chimera on P1. Can you extend the grid, somebody, Sam? Simon Trendle, Team Chimera, P1. Bob Woodhouse, NQR Europe. Tyler Newitt, BSTV Esports on third position. David Burns for Hydro Racing Racing Forces. Hydro Race Racing Forces on fourth. Chris Jackson, Canada, just said Canada, fifth position. Stephen Phillips on sixth. Kenji Nieuwenhof on seventh. Stuart Brown on eighth. And Woodward 9. Bram Dubois on 10, Jamie Wilson on 11th, and Mika Hakkinen on 12th. Can you give me the new ones, Sam? Thank you. Vincent Skilback 13, Filip Jurovic, Philip on 14th, Nicolas Skeets, we missed that name as well, 15th, Michael McCoy, we also missed that one, 16th, 17th, Nikolai Bogatarev, 18th, Georg Sanders, Rowley Wallbank on 19th, Cecil Prosen on the 20th, Rob Van on 21, and Jeremy Rogers 22. Rich Jameson, we also missed that one, 23rd, and Alex Lade, who's actually driving on a controller, is on the 24th. And Peter of Bingham is not last, which is worth mentioning. That is a very good job by him. 26th, Samir Kadura, and 27th, Andreas Taub, and 28th, Taurus Fosberg, but he didn't set a time to round up the grid. Man, that's a lot of names. And I hope that if this is the attendance for a media day, that we'll see a lot of great attendance on the normal races.
That would be lovely to have as many people for the whole season. It's been a while since we have not had a lot of people on the grid, so it's great to see people loving the Gen 3 cars, and hopefully they will stick with it.
Yeah, and I think that is a important thing. Well, let's first get through the race and we'll start discussing it later. So, we are waiting for the lights to turn red. There's still 2 cars missing on the grid, and from my view, that is Chris Jackson, Kenzie Newnoff, and also actually Jamie Wilson. It might be, it might just. That's what I do. I mean, I always wait just to keep the tires as warm as you possibly can. I don't really know if the cold tires really work on this car though, but
I don't. It's not the same as it was with the Gen 2. The Gen 2 you could have stone cold tires and make the best time of your life, but I think these ones need actually to be heated up, so that's a good thing.
yeah, there's a difference. I think they changed it a little bit, and oh, that's the lights are turning on. They are red, and we are off for an amazing start. And I see that Tyler has a good start. There's someone stalling in the rear, in the back. Simon got away pretty well, but on his left side, that's Bob Budas. He's trying to make a move for it. He's not. Tyler's going on the outside. You see 2 guys, they're going 3 wide in the first, going 4 wide all the way in the back. You see Pete Bingham almost hitting a car. Stephen Phillips, and there's a slide from, is that Ed Woodward?
It's Vincent Skillback.
It's Vincent Skillback, and let's hope that, that is not a safe rejoin. That is unfortunate. That is not a safe rejoin as well. And that, so that is something we need to work on.
Yeah, we're not used to have so many people. We have to get used to the new liveries and all, and people getting used to work with each other. But there's no real implication to today's media day, but hopefully they will still keep it as clean as they can.
Keep it a bit civil. Yeah, it's unfortunate. I think that he got slided, tried to get out of the way, and moved into the other guys. You see Bob Bodas trying to take a really big look at Simon and trying to outbrake him, but he tucked back in, and he's basically under the nose is under the rear of his car. You see Tyler also is trying to wait a little bit off and trying to wait till Bob makes a move on Simon to see if there's any scraps to pick up for him. And this bit of the track is a weird bit of the track. You want to cut that. You can cut that quite hard. You can go all the way over the AstroTurf. But if you go too hard over the AstroTurf, there's bumps there, and it unsettles the car for the exit. And especially in these type of cars. Ooh, Styler had a weird moment there. It almost looked like he lost the rear of the car. Further back, we see that everything is actually sorted out, even though that a little incident where Vincent lost the car or got hit. Maybe we can rewatch that later on a few laps in. Somehow everybody survived, which is great. That's a big dive from Bram Dubois. Is that Bram? No, that's not Bram. It's Bram. I don't know what I'm talking about. Who's this?
The Simability car we are on board with is Bram, so I think it's not Bram. Yeah, because we have the default liveries. That was Jamie Rogers in the pencil paint.
Thank you. If it wasn't for you, Sam, I would just call everybody Bob.
We can.
Okay, there goes Bob. Bob is in the lead. Bob is in second. There goes Bob in third. On this track, it's quite hard to overtake, but I think that we got through the first lap semi-unscathed. Can we let's like wait a lap of 3 or 5 and then try to rewind a little bit if you can to the incident with at the rear what happened on turn 1 or turn 2. You
We'll
see the cars
try to
all the
do
way.
that, yes.
Oh, there was a car going pretty wide, and I'm pretty sure that there's an off track there somewhere. If you go too wide, but I think the line is if your right wheel is still on the curb, then you're safe. Sorry about the cough. It's, if you look at it from the broadcast perspective, you see that it is actually quite. It looks quite tamed. I can assure you, I've been watching a couple of laps from, I think it was Kenzie, while he was doing the practice, and the car was erratic, man. They were fighting every corner. They were going left and right while a corner was going right, and then we were turning left every time. And it was quite weird to see and quite weird to watch.
Well, that's what we want. We want drivers to suffer.
We want drivers to suffer. Oh, that's the first you got it here. We don't want fun. We want drivers to suffer.
In a fun way. I mean, they're driving V8 supercars, so they have to suffer, but in a fun way. That's just the thing, you know.
Suffer in a fun way. So
Yeah.
it's like I won't go there. So let's keep it. A little pain is fun.
Oh, jeez, no. Let's try to find a good camera. Yeah, that one. I'm trying.
That is a good exit from Tyler, and Simon went too wide, and now Tyler is probably on side of him.
It's
Is he?
not
No, yes.
Tyler. It's
Is
no.
Bob?
It's
Sorry,
up. Sorry, I'm messing with the cameras again.
it's Bob. It's Bob Woodhouse. Sorry. Simon got the exit all scuffled, and Bob had a really good run, and now cleanly overtook Simon under braking. Amazing move. It's just being there was enough to unsettle Simon and make the move for first position. Great to see. You see that Tyler hit that curb a little bit and the car on setup, but he's now on the inside. He took the risk. Simon is on the outside. The next corner is on the left-hander. So what is going on now? You see that Stephen Phillips is also now trying to get mingled in there. Turn around on the outside. Is he going to overtake? This is an absolutely fabulous move if he holds it on the inside. Now, ooh, a little bit of a slide. It completely Tyler started the move and now gets all swamped by the cars behind because he got a really bad exit. And behind Tyler, you see Ann Woodward also trying to pick up the pieces from all the scuffles. Is that a word?
Yeah. Pete says something like that. It sounds as bad as it looks.
No, well, we'll say scuffles, and we'll ask Pete later what the hell it actually means.
Well, Pete is still in the race. What's going on?
Yeah, Pete. I mean, I need you, man. I got the colds. I'm sniffling. I need you to crash. Are you planning on doing any of the racing, Sam?
No, because I'm doing the camera, so I can't do the racing.
I thought that Pete is also not gonna do all the races, so I thought that you might do the races where Pete is.
No. When Pete is not racing, I will give him a rest because he's already doing all the TCR stuff. So I'll be doing the cameras for the V8 myself. I would love to race the cars, but yeah, I don't have a wheel anymore, so it's a V8 rim. I should say. It's, you know.
The thing is that we did forget one thing. I forgot to turn on the YouTube chat, so I'm doing that now.
Oh, it's been quite active.
Yeah, I've seen. So, just as Pete once said, because he told me this, he said, if anybody is in the YouTube chat, tell them I don't look at it anyway, so. He's just gambling what you guys are saying. That was a really, really good line by Roddy Wallback behind Rich Jameson. If he can turn into this correctly, he might get the cutback. But as it seems, he like mid-corner, the car snapped. It almost looked like there was a certain unbalance in it. You see, Adam, those messages I read. It's the only ones I read.
Oh boy. There you go. Bro love.
So, Sam, do you see a chance to get back to the incident in the beginning at the rear of the.
Let's do that because I have it on the click of my mouth.
That is great. So you see Vincent coming in. I think he unsettled the car all by himself, or did he get hit?
You
Oh,
get
he got
hit.
slightly got hit, then got turned sideways, stopped the car, and then moved forward. Ooh, rammed somebody, and then you got like a harmonica effect behind there.
Accordion, but yeah, because the harmonica is not the same. It's a thing you blow in and it fits. And the accordion is the thing that goes expand and retracts, but it's okay. I'm teaching music myself, yeah.
You're teaching music yourself. Okay. This pack is absolutely swamped. This is the fight for 11th position. All the way at the rear of that fight, you see another car coming in with the council paint. But it's going side by side through the slow corner. Somebody, Michael Hakkinen got pushed wide, got turned back, and now they're side by side through this corner. But it seems to have also a big dive by
When
Vincent
Vincent.
Spilbank. And if he pulls this off, it was quite a good. Oh,
Oh!
small touch! Oh, and that is the into the wall. Yeah, he tried
He
to
tried
get
to
rid
get
of.
rid of. Yeah, exactly. No luck for Vincent that one.
Yeah, that. So you were laughing about it. It looked like you were trying to get rid of your
Wing.
spoiler.
Yeah, just no luck. There's nothing he
There's
can
no
do
luck
about that
there.
one.
No, there is just somebody trying to get on the throttle and the car stepping out. Yeah, bad luck, wrong place, wrong time. But I do get if you're frustrated about that. It's one of the worst things that can happen for both parties actually, because you feel shit when something happens like that. But getting hit feels even worse, I think.
Yeah, it does. But I'll tell you something. I love the sound of these cars. They sound amazing.
The cars do sound amazing. It's like they're playing a symphony. Can you make that noise again, by the way?
No, I can't. I'm not doing that song again.
Oh, that is too bad. I was really looking forward to that. Did you know that Navarra only opened in 2010?
Absolutely not.
Well, fun fact there.
I don't even know where it is on the world.
It is in Spain.
Yeah, that I knew.
I can tell you where it is. It is located in Los Arcos. It's next to Los Polos. For anybody watching Breaking Bad. I was laughing at myself a little bit. Thank you. We missed that Kenzie also overtook Sam. No, we didn't miss that, but
No, we did not. That's when Tyler at this moment.
I forgot that.
Oh, you're as good as Pete. I'm telling you.
I'm trying to keep the honors up, man.
That's good.
At least I know how to drive. That's the difference.
Well, not a truck in the open fields of World War II.
No, not a truck in the open fields of World War II. No. I can scream like a German though, but we'll save that for another day. You can definitely tell that this is a sprint race. You can tell by how the cars are acting, how the drivers are really trying to push their limits. That's a late move, a late lunge, a little bit moving under braking maybe. Is that Chris Jackson trying to get past Rowdy Wallback?
Rich Jamison.
Why?
That was Chris Jackson and Rich Jamison. Yeah.
Yeah. So Chris Jackson made the move. Sam, what is your opinion about moving under braking?
If you're in front, it's just absolutely a no-go. But dive bombing, it's okay if you do it properly. That's how the cars are driven in real life. So you have to expect the dive bomb because that's how you pass in these. So you cannot tell a driver you do the dive bomb because it's illegal. It's purely legal. But yeah, defending when moving and braking is just a no go for me.
Yeah, I think that is a correct description of what where the danger lies. Do you see, by any chance, you see like on a new lab, can we get on board of someone behind someone so they can talk the people through the lab? Like, how is it? Where do you brake? Although we don't own the car, we haven't driven it. I can fairly, with certainty, I can tell where to brake.
Let's go with the leader for a full on-board lap. What do you think?
I think that's a good idea, son. So we got Bob Woodhouse, who's still driving in front, and he's actually pulling away from Kenzie Newhoff, and that by itself is a accomplishment. So at the rear, at the last two corners of the track here, so you take a sharp left, and it gives you all the way to the right, and then you go turn in on the straight. There's a little bit of off camber on the outside, and you see there's a lot of car control there by Bob. He is so smooth at the moment on the braking and on the applying the throttle. So moving into the first corner, it's a double right hand. You start lifting off a little bit and trying to not unsettle the car on entry. Then you take a wide corner to the left because you want to be as sharp as possible on that 90-degree corner that comes after that. Now you go downhill, and also the camber falls away from you here. It's a little bit to the right. It wants to push you out, but there's a lot of leeway on the right before you get the slowdown. And this one is one of the worst corners. You go uphill. Again, you see that the camber is still off and off the whole time. You try to get the car as wide as possible, but the rear starts fighting. The tires don't want you to give you the grip, and it pushes you all the way to the right, but you need to go to the left. And then you have the entry, and you go wide again. But the half the track is about 90-degree corners. So this straight is actually one of the most important straights there is. If you lose speed here and you don't apply the brakes on the correct position, on the correct part of the track here, you completely mess up this bit as well. So the thing that it's about flowing. It's about the track is all about trying to cut as much as possible before getting the penalty. You see that this is the corner I was talking about with the AstroTurf on the inside and the little bumps. Bob is avoiding those because he saw that when Tyler did that, it unsettled his car. He got to the right side, but it unsettled the car a little bit. He had to get off the throttle and got completely swamped by the cars behind. A high-speed corner again on the left-hand side, and there we are at the end. Again, you see the off-camber, which I was talking about earlier. Well, I have to say, proper lap, Bob. Honestly. Kudos from back in the day. That's how we called it.
Really good lap, knowing he has old tires now. Probably pushed them a lot.
Simon is now all the way under the... is it the hood? No, it's not the hood. It's the rear bumper of Kenzie. And you see that group is not really moving. They are driving as hard as possible. But it seems that those 5 cars are all on the same pace. Oh, that is cutting off the nose. I think that was Rowley, and Chris Jackson's nose got cut off.
Yep. Good pass though.
A really good pass.
Chris actually qualified in the top 5, but not great, and started from the pit, so dead last, and he's already up to 12th position.
We have a reverse grid, right?
What?
We have a reverse grid on the second
pit.
Yep. Whoa, that is Kenzie getting swamped by the overtake that Simon put in. Now Tyler is getting a bit of it as well, but Kenzie's on the proper line, and now Tyler is almost getting passed by Ann Woodward, but he has to back out of it. Tyler takes a wide line. Simon is now thinking, oh, he's looking at his mirror like, fight, guys, so I can get a little bit of a gap, a little bit of a breather. You can almost throw a blanket over these 5 cars, and behind that you see Jamie and David Burns also trying to catch up with them. All the fighting and all the little bit of scuffling. I'm still figuring out that word. What is it? Scuffling?
Scuffle, yeah, something like that. I love the new debris as well. I think it's looking lovely.
It is a big experience of driving the car. You can definitely hear when you're driving over the marbles. You can hear it grinding up the tires. You can hear it. It gives you more interaction, the more of a feeling that you're actually driving.
Yeah,
Certain
and when there's a
people,
big puff of smoke, it looks actually better because it's a mix between the tires, the dirt, and all stuff. I did one race in VR in the TCRs with all the stuff happening. It was just insane. I
yeah,
actually felt like I was in the car.
going going offline now is kerfuffle. Thank you, Adam. Um, going offline is now actually dangerous, where it used to be like you could just go offline. It didn't matter what you did. You had the same amount of grip, at least almost the same amount of grip. But now you can definitely tell when you're off in the dirty bits on the marbles or on the grass or the gravel that's laying down on the track. You can feel it. You can feel the grip going floating away. I Out of these, let's say 7 cars. We're counting Jamie and David as well. Who do you think is going to be out on top? Do you think Simon is going to be able to hold off Stephen Phillips? Oh, that's a late dive on the inside there from Stephen. And I think that Simon has a better run though. Or did Simon have a little bit of wheel spin? Now, now Stephen is on the gravel, what we were just talking about.
That
Simon did
was
the
a good
smart thing.
pass.
It was a good pass. Oh, now Simon
Oh!
really that is a dive bomb. And Simon was not happy with that pass. I think that looked like he's just hip checking him, telling Steven, wait, that's not gonna happen. That's not how I'm gonna
Oh,
go
and
down.
both
And it's
sideways.
sliding side by side, but still giving each other respect. A little bit of door banging is love. Rubbing is racing. Oh, that is
Oh, and Tyler
Tyler.
sideways.
Tyler
For your
sideways, and
wide.
now he's getting swiped up by Ann Woodwork, who now taking advantage. Jamie Wilson is out there. Tyler's tires must have been completely burned out by that little spin. He got on. He got the worst part of the stick right there. And Jamie is now still trying to get past, and Simon is still trying to get past Kenzie. Kenzie holding on the inside, and if Simon does this, this is a very sharp right-hander. Now the next corner is going to be a left-hander after this one, but there is Ant coming in, trying to sweep up the last bits, all the places. It's probably the last lap or that before that. Simon is not willing to budge, but he has to. A really good line.
It is the last lap. Oh, Pete Bingham in the pit. What happening?
So, if this is the last lap, where is Bob? Because we want to see Bob finishing. What an amazing drive. Even though 20
Oh,
minutes sprint
something
race.
happened to Ant. What a shame.
Well, a really good race from Bob. Don't spin it now, Bob, and flash your lights when you arrive over the finish line. I like flashing lights. I'm not Pete Bingham. What an amazing race this has been. I think that Stephen Phillips coming in second, which is a little bit unexpected to me, I'll be honest. I can see out third position, but that was a really good fight between
Just
the
gonna
7 of those.
watch quickly what happened with Ant, because he lost a lot of position. I think it's Simon.
Did Simon hit him?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
It kind of looked like solid air, maybe.
He's odd in. And then, oh,
It
geez, that's
yeah,
just.
the
It's just
slightest
the
of
smallest
touches.
of nudge. Yeah, it's just insane.
That is really unfortunate. But
Man,
we
there were
saw
battle all over the place, and sorry of people that were battling and we did not show because that was just stands all over the place.
we saw a lot of good battles. We focused on the battles for the second place, but we can tell by the timing. Like Chris Jackson moved on. Rowley had amazing race fighting with other people. Jameson, I think that he got the better of the bad end of the stick in the beginning, and maybe caught up a little bit of damage. A quick reminder to anyone who's racing: if you pick up any incident points, it will be deducted from the points you gain. So you win 20 points for a position, for example. You have 6 incident points, you only get 14. So we encourage clean racing, although the incident points are there to be used.
They are there to be used, but yeah, they do cost you in the standings. That's the main thing. There's no points for the media day, so it will be all zero starting in 3 weeks, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
Um,
that's correct.
but yes,
So to like summarize it, I think that for a first race, although it's a media day, if this is the standard we are gonna see throughout the season, I think we're gonna be in for a great season of V8s.
it looks promising. That's for sure. The battles were insane in this first race. I'm looking forward to see next one. The feature rate with the potential pit stop involved. That's gonna be something uh, even more interesting, and see how the battles plays out with that. That's gonna be something else to watch.
Yeah, definitely. There is no mandatory pit stop in the feature race. We also have endurance rounds. This is the feature race, but we also have endurance rounds. I think they take 90 minutes. Am I correct? I don't know. Is it
Yes, 19 minutes. 19
90?
minutes. Nine
Yeah,
zero.
yeah, 90. Yeah.
An hour and a half to be more explicit.
Also, the pit stops are at the 19-minute race, the endurance race. They are not mandatory, but you'll be
Well,
but you'll
the,
be a hell of a fuel save if you can manage that.
yes, the car are fuel restricted. It was, I think, 70% last gen of the cars. These ones have bigger tanks, so we've restricted to 50%, but it's still up to move before the race one. We're using this as a test race, as well as media day, test for the broadcast, test for the drivers to get to know each other, the new drivers getting to know the BSTV leagues, how we work, so we do stuff. And the cars are brand new. It's the first time we run them, so we need to understand the fuel rates and stuff. We know Simons for not calling me out, but he's one of the best fuel saver. Tyler as well is pretty good at that. If they can make it easy with no stop, uh, something will be adjusted for the fuel, of course. If out of the field, do it without a stop. We want to have a pit stop, but not making it mandatory with the fuel allowance for the race, but we want most of the drivers to have to do it or something like that to have a few strategies open for all the drivers.
Yes. So it might happen that we will tweak something in the middle of the season if it turns out that the fuel is always savable. It should be, if you try very hard on certain tracks, it should be doable. But preferably, we
Yes,
want the different the diversity in strategies.
it is of course track dependent as well. Some tracks are easier to save than other. Um, so it makes sense to don't take everything to take everything into account. Um, but most likely, whatever we decide after this round will be what will be the rule for the whole year, except if there's a massive amount of drivers that says, yeah, I know it's not working, we need to do something, we will adjust based off that feedback, but it should be clear moving forward that after media day we'll take a decision if the 50% is okay and state that as a rule from now on. It's that, and it should stay like that.
Yes, definitely. Um, okay, so another general thing is we also do have a protest system in place, although, as mentioned by Tyler and a couple of others, we do not encourage to to use the protest system. I think that for the TCRs, it has been about 7 or 8 seasons before since the last protest, and for the V8s, I don't think we ever had a protest at all. Maybe
We
in the
did,
beginning,
we
in
did,
the,
but a while back.
Okay. So we encourage drivers to reflect on their own maybe mistakes and own up to them. Um, if it happens, it happens. And we're not pro sim races. Well, I am, but I don't make mistakes. So, um,
Huh.
I don't make mistakes.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
I have imperfections. That's something different. But there is it is in place. Read the rules about if you have any question about that, or hit us up, or hit anybody up. Anyway, we preferably not have any protests at all because it takes time and it takes away from all the fun we have. And I think that the community is the thing that we are the most.
Yeah, and we think people might be better off sorting that themselves easier than involving some kind of administration. Can you do the grids thingy, Mobley?
Yes, I can.
I couldn't do it for the first one, but it went for 2 minutes anyway, so it was fine.
Oh, I typed it, but nothing works. It's grid set, right? Grid set 2. It doesn't say anything.
And Jamie's
Oh,
done it. Thank you, Jamie. You're
thank
the
you, Jamie.
best.
Okay, going through the standings, because we have the reverse grid, Nikolai Bukatayev ended up on pole position for NQR. And Woodward second, Philip Djurgovic. Philip, I'm just going to call you Philip from now on. Third position, David Burns. Fourth, Simon Trenholm. Fifth, Jamie Wilson on sixth. Seventh, Tyler Newitt. Eighth, Kenzie Newhoff. Ninth, Stephen Phillips. 10th, Bob Woodhouse, our previous winner from the sprint race. 11th, Mika Hakkinen. 12th, Chris Jackson. Hope that he starts now. 13th, Rich Jameson. 14th, Rowley Wallback. 15th, Michael McCoy. 16th, Jeremy Rogers. Rob Van for BSTV on 17th, and Bram Dubois for NQR Europe on 18th. Sesso Proson iRacing Boise. I like that team name. On 19th, Geoff Sanders called as a privateer on 20th position. 21st is Nicholas Skeets probably. 22nd, Andreas Traub. 23rd, Samir Kadura. 24th, Stuart Brown. 25th, Alex Ledo. I am unsure if he starts the car. Oh yeah, he's definitely starting the car because you'll see his wheels wobbling from the controller. I like that. 26th, Pete Bingham, who probably had a crash because he went to pit row. Vincent Skillback, who had bad luck, who had unfortunate luck in the first race, 27th. And 28th, again, Towers Fosberg, but he didn't drive the first race, so I assume that he's sitting this one out. So what is your prediction for the race, Sam? Who's going to win it?
I would give this to Ant. He's starting on the front row. If he gets a good start, he wins it. Because he was in the lead back, apart from Bob. But Bob has a long way to come back. And I don't know if he has the pace to pass them on and be first. We'll see.
Turning red. Waiting for the green light, and there they go. And a really blasting start by Philip. And Tyler had a good start as well. Oh, Philip, it's like he's on a rocket ship the way he got off. Oh, Tyler got a little bit of a nudge, super wide there. And you see, although Philip had a really good start, and Nikolai team members, they managed to close it and see if we can keep the cars alive this time around. And it all seems to be looking pretty good, like 3 wide for the first 2 corners. It's our car all the way in the back. I think that was a pit start again for Chris Jackson. That is a dangerous position for Stephen Phillips. He's in the middle. They are on the dirt. They're touching. They're scrubbing. Whew. Oh man, I'm getting out of breath just by looking at this. And
I will say something looking at this. They touched a few times, and in the old car, they would have been off tracks and crashing. They're still racing. That's great.
Oh, somebody hit the back of Vincent again, and that is a car spinning in the middle of the road. He's trying to stand still. Vincent got a really good launch because he got hit. That is all the way at the back. That is Nicholas Skeets, sorry, who spun the car, waited till the whole pack was passed, and then got back on track. We love to see that. Really good job. It does so much pain in your heart, but it's really good to see that he had the confidence, the patience to wait. Started on the inside there of Nikolai Bogotyrev, who got swamped somehow. So I wonder what happened there. I think we missed that. He must have had a little incident because he was right up Ann Woodward's arse.
Nah, he just got passed by Jamie Wilson, and Kenzie, as good as he is, just thread the needle inside and just passed him.
Behind this pack, we saw Philip making a pass, but he got back out because now he had a bad run on that last corner. That was a blistering first lap.
That was insane, yes. And with a 3-second lead now, we'll see what he can do with that.
It's all about foot down. We saw that he has the pace to drive the car in a fairly quick manner. And now it's about using the advantage of the reverse grid. Although Kenzie worked his way up to second position already. I think that is a little bit that is going to be worrying for Ant if he wants to keep this, because we saw the pace of Kenzie.
Yeah, Kenzie's pretty fast, but Andy's not giving up.
Jamie is in the mix. The fun thing with Jamie is he can drive every car. He's an annoyance, a nuisance to get past. You can see that the way he positions his car. But I do think that Titan now has him, unless Jamie does something super edgy. But oh no, Stephen Phillips thought about doing something edgy, but Jamie steered out of it. That was proper racecraft for Jamie right there, trying not to get killed. This is Jamie is now on the favorable side, going right. They are giving each other space. Oh, it's minor space, but they're giving each other space. Side by side action is what gets me enthusiastic every time. It's still side by side. That's half the track already.
No, it's the drag race between the Mustang and the Camaro.
Oh, it looks like there's a difference in setup. You see that? They had the same exit, but Jamie has more top speed. Jamie outbraking Stephen Phillips, but Stephen Phillips is not willing to budge. He is still putting his nose next to him, and now he's on the preferable side again. Can they make it a full lap? And he's giving Jamie a run for his money, but there's still a slight touch here and there. He needs to be on the brake a little bit earlier just because he's on a worse line than Jamie is. And all the cars behind him are like, oh, please let us pass. Steven finally gets it done. That is almost a full lap of side-by-side racing. I absolutely love this. And all the cars behind, I mean, it is almost like Nicolas Latifi is driving in front of him. And that's how slow they were going side by side. The whole field. Oh, somebody missed his brake marker and almost killed, I think, Michael McCoy. And I think it was Rowley?
It was Samir.
Samir, I was one of the two. I tried, man.
Yeah, it's fine. There's a lot of people. We have to get used to delivery, so it's fine. Don't worry.
This is Philip trying to make a move on Bob Woodhouse. And Bob is only gained one position. It's sometimes sometimes you have the luck of the draw that you just start 12th, 10th based on the reverse grid, and the seats just split open for you.
Like we'll have a new commentator soon. No, that's not what I wanted to go.
Oh, do we have
that's
a new
what I want to show.
Soon? Sorry guys, this is one of my favorite moments. Seeing Pete Bingham crash. There it goes. Oh, there is the slow-mo. This is how you do it. But did he crash properly? I hope that he didn't take out someone. Oh.
Nah.
Oh, that's too bad.
It's a kid crash. He's avoiding. He's not even trying.
We love to see Pete try. And Pete trying to race is Pete crashing. For anybody looking at the stream, looking at the race, we only have 5 likes at the video at the moment. I mean, if there are only 5 people watching, that is good. But I assume that there are more. It's 11 at the moment. So if you haven't already, give that the thumbs up for the broadcast. It helps us for the algorithm. Get more people involved. Get more people involved means more races. More races means more fun. the guys behind is that is Bob, that is Nikolai, and that is Philip. They are all running the stock paint. Is it that the council paint?
Yep.
I assume that they will get a proper paint once they
Hopefully,
start the
yes.
season.
We want to see a less the fewest people in uh, the console paint. I was trying to do two things at the same time and
Ooh.
I just
Yeah,
lost
no worries.
myself. I saw it in the background, which Jameson going off at the last corner, so we'll see what happened.
He went in. Did he get touched or not?
No.
Oh, he completely lost it by himself and smack to the side. Ooh. Ooh, that might be a suspension issue because the left front really hammered into the wall there. But it seems to be okay.
Oh no, he's with
There,
Pete.
this is
That's
Pete. Oh, Pete.
you can flash your lights to
Ah, flash your
at Pete.
lights.
Yeah.
Yeah, park it there, mate.
Come
Just
on,
stop.
Pete. We're waiting on you. Poor Pete. He doesn't race in like 2-3 years, probably. Oh boy.
Adam, since you are apparently really good at reading the race, why don't you come and hop on a Discord and help us out a little bit? Because
Yeah, I was about to say that Jamie Wilson pitted, but we had the incident with Rich Jamieson. I tried to show both and other things, and I got lost. Thank you, Adam. Yeah. Oh,
and
someone's off. Yeah.
oh, that is they. Oh, that is they are stuck.
I think that was Samir.
So let's see what happened here. I think he started sliding. Started sliding and then had nowhere to go. Tried to get out of it. Tried to spin the car and then he got touched from the rear.
And then the cars kissing each other. That looked like Brown.
So I have a fun fact about this track. So
oh, let's go.
yeah, so I can't remember which position it was, but I think that iRacing probably fixed it. But what happened was that if you got a certain spot in the pit stall, like I think 18th or something, something weird, and 36-ish or so, something like that. What then would happen is that it would put you on the track somewhere instead of in the pit stall. But you couldn't start, you couldn't race, and you couldn't move the car. But the car was just standing there. So it's we have the corner, the right-hander here, and then what would happen is that on the left hand that's coming after this double right-hander, like right here, it would position your car there on that AstroTurf, and then you couldn't do anything. You couldn't drive. You could just slam into the car. The car wouldn't break down.
I remember that. That was a good,
It was
good
good fun.
laugh.
I tried
Yeah.
to move Roger.
So we've had 2 people in the pits for now, and 3, make it, or even more than that.
Nikolai Bogatyr is now also going to the pit. He just went in. And the pit entry is quite funny around here. It's like you see them moving up the standings because it's like it's just cutting the track. Tyler, oh, that's Rob Fan is also pitting.
Yeah, he had a few hits in the first few laps, so I guess he's gonna take a fast repair, because that's also something feature in this league. We want everybody to have a second shot at the race if something happens, because sometimes things happen. They do have a fast repair, so they can get back into the race if they crash the car. Just have to use it properly.
Yeah, we
If you reset and forgot to tick your fast repair button, then you're probably done. But otherwise, you should be able to repair the car and go back on track.
I am, quite happily surprised about the fact that we don't have a large amount of field spread. If you look at a couple of guys pitted, but let's say from 21st, like you see a lot of cars driving. I would say scanning this, it's about 40 seconds. 40 seconds of field spread. We've seen in the other cars, in the old Gen 2 cars, that the difference was massive. And it all seems to be a little bit closer, a little bit more tight. Maybe it's people not understanding or not really knowing the car properly yet, or maybe it's the cars being more suited to a general amount of drivers, like an average driver.
Well, Pete is driving it, so I guess it's suited to
Wow.
average drivers.
We couldn't.
Um,
You can't. You can't say that Pete is driving the car. The car is driving Pete. You know, I've done, I think, 3 or 4 endurance events with the guy, and we never, honestly, never had a car that didn't have some sort of damage because of him.
I will go the other way around. I did one race at the Nürburgring in 2024 with Pete, and the car survived. No scratch
Yeah,
from him, at least.
that must have been a seventh world wonder or something.
A what? Must have been a what?
The eighth world wonder. I said seventh. I meant eighth.
No, he was actually doing pretty good laps. To be honest with you, he did improve a lot. So
What happened with Jamie? Because it looked like Jamie was overtaking,
yeah, he went to the pits.
but now he's stuck behind Alex, who's driving on a controller. I would say get a move on, Jamie. Get a pass done if you want to be involved at the front.
So in the right side of the gap, you can see the pit time. Exclude Chris Jackson because he started from the pit, so that doesn't count. But Jamie is actually the first car that has been in the pit.
Yeah. So looking at the time, 8.3 seconds. That's a quick stop. Nikolai did a 10-second stop, and Rob a 9.5. So I think that probably with a little bit of saving, you get away with 7.5, 7. And that is a big moment for Alex, locking up, getting a slide in, and that is the moment that Jamie passes him on track near the back of the circuit. Meanwhile, I was about to point this out, but you were too quick, mate. Kenzie caught up all the way to Anne Woodward. And now the bigger question is Anne Woodward maybe saving some fuel? Is Kenzie saving some fuel? Or are they just going balls to the wall and trying to get around as quickly as they possibly can?
Let's try to figure that out.
I see him revving. I mean, this bit on the track, you can't really see it. You could maybe lift here. That wasn't the lift. You probably lift like 20 meters here. He's not lifting. There's multiple ways into how you can feel safe. For example, I would do it like on 3 or 4 corners a lap, where certain people just pick one corner, do a major lift there at the end of the straight. The cars, they look a lot more stable than they used to be.
They look pretty stable to me, yes. I cannot wait to actually try them. I can't wait to have my wheel back to actually be able to race, because I cannot race with the shifter and the GT wheel. It's not gonna work.
Oh, big moment there for Kenzie, but he somehow managed to save it by a quick reaction to steering out of the oversteer he just got. The rear snapped on him, and he countered that lovely. Fabian, I heard that Jan has a cold as well. I was playing Discord for the major part of the day, and there's some other guy who he just said he kept complaining that he had a cold, and he doesn't like the Smurfs either. He's like Gargamel. I'll send you the sticker I have on WhatsApp. So currently in first position we have Ant Woodward, and right behind him is Kenzie Newalf. A little bit further behind him, but I think that Tyler is doing the fuel saving. On 5 seconds we see Tyler Newwood with right behind him Simon Trendle. They are probably on the same strategy. They are cut from the same wood.
Tyler's in the pits.
There goes my theory about fuel saving. Then he's just behind that, we have Bob Woodhouse, winner from the first race. 7th position is Philip. Behind him on 8th position, with a 5-second gap, is McCoy. What was his name again? Michael McCoy. Jamie Rogers. Jeremy. Jeremy. Rogers on 9th position, and 10th, rounding up the top 10, is Rowley Wallback. Right behind him, you see Chris Jackson coming in. Meanwhile, Rowley Wallback set his personal best time. So that is curious. Do you know anything about the tire wear in these cars, Sam?
No, not at all. And I've been away for the last 2 weeks, so I haven't really read Discord either. So I just tried to see a few things popping up on and off, but I have no clue about how the cars handle. I just read it's a bit easier, apparently from the Gen 2, but I have no clue about the tire and all. I just read like for qualifying, the first lap is the banger, but then you can still get something out of the tire in lap 3 if you cool them down in lap 2. So yeah, it's. But for the long runs, I have absolutely no clue. So Antwood was leader of the race in the pits as we speak, and Kenzie continuing on. So he's gonna get points for leading lap if it was a proper race. Because yes, we do have points allowed for the having a maximum of 3 for leading a lap in the series.
So about the inside information we had about how the car is, that I don't know if it's correct, but let's assume it's correct, that there's apparently a big difference in overdriving. The Gen 2 car was always drivable in a way where you needed to drive within the limits. And overdriving just overheated the tires, and apparently that is still the case in the new Gen 3 cars, where overdriving is punished even more. And the line apparently between braking right and braking too late is the margin between that has been cut down. But overall, assumingly, apparently, the cars do feel a little bit more drivable, and I think that is what we see today as well. That we do see a couple of spins here and there. We do see a couple of incidents here and there. People getting a little bit squirrely. So all the way in the back, I think that was Stuart Brown who came out and had a little bit of a moment there. Just a slight hint of too much throttle, just a little bit of wheel spin, and recontrolling that. But it seems controllable with the power of the V8, what is still there.
Which is interesting because I felt like in real life the Gen 3 cars were more difficult to drive. That's what the driver said, at least from the Gen 2. So I don't know what iRacing did to change that. Battle between the champ and as Kenzie is getting out of the pit, so we'll see where Ant. Oh, that's gonna be a nice blend in front.
Although the exit, you can't have the same entry speed as you were driving the track really quickly. You see that Chris Jackson is really and Woodward really closing up just by taking the corner entry speed, which you can't get from out the pit lane.
Yes, but he's still a bit too far to get something out of the first corners.
There might be some team orders right there because Ant already pitted, and Chris Jackson started from the pit and hasn't pitted yet. Klopp, is that correct? I think that was good.
That's correct. Yes.
So he hasn't pitted yet. So we got Chris Jackson behind Ant Woodward and Kenzie now virtually taking over first position. He must have done something right, but he's now stuck between Riley Wallback, who's not involved in this fight, but this is for a position, so he can just hold his position if he thinks that is more viable for his race. But I just have some inside information that Rowley is going to the pit.
Oh.
You will see him spear off to the right. So that is why Kenzie's not making a move at the moment. He's not trying to get to the right. He told him this. Yeah. He said over the radio he's gonna pitch. You see him moving to the right, and it still caught Kenzie off guard. You don't know if Kenzie is in the first shed or not. I think that Ant Woodward is. I think that he had a little bit of wheel spin coming out of that corner because it looked like he was gonna catch him with a good run and with a good draft, but unfortunately he got a little bit too greedy on the throttle.
Oh, Kenzie has a wiggle on the N3.
This is a good line by Ant, and you see the car is unsettled by Kenzie. Maybe just a little bit of over driving the car, looking in the mirror a little bit less, a little bit more than looking forward, which could really affect your pace if you're not accustomed to that. Kenzie's all the way on the left over the sleeping policemen. Kenzie is hammering the hell out of those rear tires. Thank you, Tony, for that inside information. So there was a little bit of a discussion on chat about what is more viable, an overcut or an undercut, and it seems that Tony is now pointing out that in the officials for so far, that the overcut is the most viable option.
I think all of your mates are picking up on you, man.
No worries, I know he hits the Smurfs. He's just a bit salty because I beat him at chess today.
There you go. Taking your revenge.
The cars, they move around in a certain way. It's like looking at a dancer. They're trying to the slightest movement, the unsettlement of the car on entry. They look stable, but I can assure you when you're driving that, it's probably scary as hell. So we see Vincent Skillback holding 20th position, right behind Skeets, and right behind that is behind Vincent is Stephen Brown. So those three, they are fighting for 20th position. We know that Vincent had a bit of a rough first race, but it looks like and he got a smack again to the side. He's getting beaten up. He's taking he's getting all the hits today. Vincent is obviously from Australia, and there's also always some good move on the inside, and he's there, and he is claiming that corner. That is his piece of land.
That was good.
Getting past Nicolas Kies, who left the room there, tried to make it hard on him. He did a good job, and now, Nicolas, he is stopping the car. Did he pick up some damage?
I don't know. That was weird. Because I don't see anything Vincent did wrong, from what we saw on the broadcast at least.
No, I think the move was okay, but they did touch corner somewhere. So maybe he did pick up some damage, or maybe there's another reason. Maybe we'll catch him afterwards in the interviews if he will join us. Pete will do the interviews. That was a sideways movement there from Ann Woodward. Did you see that?
Are they both sideways?
And is giving applying a lot of pressure on Kenzie here. If I, from the outside, it looks like Anne has a more stable setup than Kenzie, but in the end, you don't know because obviously we don't have the setups. We didn't haven't driven the car. We keep repeating that, but it looks like the setup that Ant is using is a little bit less edgy and quicker on the apex of the corners. Is where Kenzie's setup is a little bit quicker on the exits. Another reminder that, as I mentioned before, is that we do this broadcast in cooperation with Simability, a great sponsor, a long-time partner. We love that they give us the opportunity to run the broadcast, but also to stamp their name on it. That gives less fortunate drivers, less fortunate sim racers. Oh, slightly. I had to interrupt that because I thought that David Burns was gonna hit Chris Jackson, and there, ooh, was super wide. Caught it. 4 points for style out of 5. So, well, that they the stuff they do for less fortunate drivers with disabilities, making racing accessible for them. Again, a big shout out to them. I see a car blimping in the back.
Yeah, it's Philip. It's been like that for race 1 and race 2 already. Few issues with the internet.
Ooh, that is a little bit of a side swipe there for Rob, and you can see it cost him. Now Rowley was already close to him, but will he get a good run for this straight? Trying to make a move maybe on the inside, maybe try to force Rob into a mistake. Is he feeling the heat? Is he feeling the pressure? Looking in that mirror, a car going left and right trying to pass you is one of the most terrifying things, because you can't focus on your own brake markers. You have to adapt to what the driver behind you is doing. And there is a car going super wide there. He missed his apex. Who was that? Oh, was that a back marker?
It was Jeremy Rogers, and that's for position.
And that is Bram Dubois now all over the rear of Jeremy Rogers, trying to pick up the pieces. I think that Jeremy just made a mistake somewhere and now cooked his tires, and it will cost you a corner or 6 before they cool down a little bit. David Burns trying to get past Chris Jackson, a multiple champion winner.
Stop time in the tower, Adam. So apart from Chris Jackson, everybody from P4 to the back of the grid has pitted already.
So we have Philip, Bob, and Simon who haven't pitted,
and Chris Jackson.
And so Chris Jackson.
It's the pit time from the start from the pits.
So my assumption is that, and that is just my assumption, Simon loves fuel saving. The man doesn't know what fuel is. He only needs fuels just to get the car around.
Yeah, I'll give him my Mustang so he can save fuel in
it. But this doesn't seem like a lift.
That doesn't sound like fuel saving to me.
Oh, slight movement on. You see that? They all have this in that corner. It's just a slight. Oh, there was a car going by. What's that? There goes Philip. He's now entering pit lane.
Oh, almost lost.
Yeah. But they all seem to be moving around. But I think that's also inherited to the track because it's all double corners, or most of them. David Burns, what a guy trying to overtake Chris Jackson. And this seems like a good line, but it's so hard to put your car on the left-hand side here. You get a little bit on the dirty bit if you turn in too quickly, and then you lose all the apex speed, the apex cornering speed that you have. It does seem that Chris is really throwing that rear of the car around to get the car to turn. And it's a bit the same as looking at Woodward and Kenzie, the style of driving. And there is a late lunge. Is he trying to hold on? And I thought that he was going to put his nose in. I mean, the Max Verstappen rule is my nose is in there, so it's my corner.
Yeah, it doesn't work here. No.
That Vincent going a little bit wider than he should be. Now it's on the marbles. On the inside of him, you see Stuart Brown trying to get past him, but it looks like that the exit speed that Vincent somehow managed to get through that corner is enough. But is Stuart able to get a cutback on this small straight here? It looks like that he managed to hold the position. The drivers are going to be absolutely loving this.
Battle for the mid-pack. 12 to 16. You've been battling for a while as well.
Yeah, this battle has been ongoing since the start of the race. They did it pit and they came out in different orders again, but they all caught back on the same bit of tarmac. So my right nose, is it nostril? Right nostril is now just dying. It's just fluid.
That's good. Don't need to drink anymore.
I'm resorting to alcohol to get rid of the bacteria.
Oh, ooh, what a catch.
That is a really good catch.
I think they just touched on the inside and then...
It's maybe a slight bit of solid air. I mean, look at this pack. It basically starts at Robpan and ends all the way at Stuart Brown. So, yeah. Jira, I see you commenting on Nice Kids. Mate, when are you joining the V8s? I mean, that would be really great. Adam, stop doing the commentating for us. I'll come here. Simon's in the pit.
Yeah, I saw it. I was about to call it, but I just let you finish your sentence. Is Simon out of the pits and the two leaders coming by. With the speed, they should be able to clear him. Tyler is too far back.
So no fuel saving. Well, fuel saving, but no stoppers. I think that is good. Although I do like the fuel saving, I prefer hard racing. I prefer the sprint races.
Now the question is, are the new tire an advantage now? Because the pit lap difference is just insane. It's like 8 and 9 laps.
Did you notice who's still out without a pit stop?
Yep, Bob and
Bob
Chris.
Is all the way, yeah. Bob and Chris. So he lost 4/10 in the last 10 seconds. He's now losing time again. Look at the timing. He is lifting like hell. Either he made a mistake or he lost. Is he going in?
Let's see.
No, still staying out.
Oh, he's lifting like a madman.
He is lifting. He is going for it. Well, let me rephrase the sentence I made earlier. I prefer balls to wall racing, but I do like the strategy aspect of it. That there can be different strategies if you really dare to. I think
Oh
it's still
yes,
good.
yes. That's about what we want. The fuel strategy to be a strategy, but
You don't want it to be the main strategy. We had times in back in GT4 when we did the multi classes with TCR. We had times where it was just the standard to fuel save the hell out of everything. I remember a race where Spencer McCarthy he decided to drive GT4s that season, and he didn't understand what was going on. He was driving behind me, Tyler, and Rob, but the only thing we were doing was saving fuel, just lifting everywhere. And he tried to get past, but we blocked him every time. And at the end, it's like, well, what are you guys doing? So, yeah, we're just fuel saving because that's the main strategy you want to have. And Tyler, I'll tell this every time. And Tyler, the self-alleged fuel-saving king, Phillip Island, Tyler. I am really curious to see if Bob is going to make it. You get so tense while applying this strategy. You see the timing going back, and it's so counterintuitive to not get on the throttle. It's now 3.8 seconds, and that gap is slinking quick. It's slinking quicker than the North Pole, mate. The ice on the North Pole, that's what I meant.
yes, but I think it's 2 more laps. Maybe not.
I think this is the last one.
This is the last one.
This
Oh
is
boy.
is Bob gonna pull this off like the double
Man.
winner on media day? Man, you know it's always a risk to show your real pace on a day like this because you are gonna be bombarded as the favorite for the whole season.
Yeah, I mean, he's just getting the mic drop at the end if he does that.
And looking at the timesheets, like there's still a fight going on between Nicolas Bogatyrev and all the way back to Jamie Wilson. And then there's a gap to Rob Van, who are still 2 guys behind him as well. That's a car. It just went a little bit more wider than it should, but it is to keep your position. Is it? I think that Stephen Phillips got. He saw the car from the corner of his eye, and he's like, "Oh, it's coming really close. I need to give a little bit more space." On the dirty bit, there is Philip trying to hold it against Steven. Steven is getting it done, and now Jamie is on the preferable line, and it looks like Philip misshifted. Can we get? I think that Bob is going to make it. It's 3.9
Oh,
seconds.
it's so close.
It's 3.9 seconds. I think that he's even looking at the timing sheet and at his fuel calculator, and he's thinking, "I got this in the bag, man."
Oh, look at these 2 lovely people. That's nice. Thank you, guys.
That is nice. That is nice behavior for, and maybe if you're out of field, it's the right strategy. Do we see Barney?
Yeah, it's over. It is the checker.
Really good job, and Bob pulled it off, and Chris Jackson also started from the pits, but also did the no stopper.
Yeah, that's nice strategy, guys. Well done.
While overtaking. So first position, Bob Woodhouse just came in with with the magical fuel save numbers. Kenzie Newhoff second. Behind that, on third position, last step of the podium, and Woodward. I think that Tony, you would. Tony's telling he taught him that. Yeah, I think you did, Tony. I think it's a good day for NQR. I mean, two podium positions, really good. Simon Trenner on fourth is also a good job in rounding up the top 5. Tyler Newitt coming in, and behind that we'll get through the standings later. There is still a fight going on between Stuart Brown and Jeff Sanders. Is he able to? That's Vincent Skilbeck. Sorry. Is he able to get past him on the last straight? Unfortunately, it's not, but still a really good job. And where did Pete end up? Did he
24th.
finish?
He's still running. He's about to finish.
Oh,
I
he's the
think that's
last
an out
one.
of gas. Yeah. Oh, he's flashing his lights. Oh, no
Yeah,
way.
no,
That
no,
that's
Pete.
that's all the people in TCRs. You're no.
I'm gonna map the flash
Yeah.
button on my throttle. It's
No
gonna
way.
be.
Oh no,
I
don't
am
do
gonna
that.
map on that.
Oh jeez.
On the
Do you know
braking.
that's what Shane Van Gisbergen did once when they raced the V8 Supercars during COVID in our racing. He actually mapped his flashlights to one of the buttons he used for shifting or something. It was just hilarious to see him in the official thing, broadcasted by Fox Sports Australia, flashing his light all the way. It was just fucking stupid. That was
I
that
am gonna.
was that was really good. No, really, I'm impressed because that was just such a nice evening, nice races,
So,
and unexpected. And because I, for once, I didn't see that coming. That fuel saving strategy, I just not from Bob. I saw it from Chris, but not from Bob. So he did a great job showing us how to do it.
I thought that Simon and Tyler would we wanted to go for it, but I was surprised that Bob was doing it, but I think it's a really good job. I think that we got the wrong feature results right there. Did you see
Yeah,
that? Yeah. Okay.
I'm trying to click the right button. There you go.
Okay. So, well, that is what Media Day is for, testing the right buttons. So, going through the standings, Bob Woodhouse for NQR Europe, first in the first race and first in the second race in the feature race. A really good job. Congratulations on his win. Second coming in, Kenzie Newell for Hydro Racing Forces. Went all in and didn't take the fuel saving strategy, which eventually, well, it did work out. I mean, second position is a really good position as well. And Woodwork NQR Europe. So second NQR guy, top three. Simon Trendle, fourth for Team Chimera. Tyler Newitt, fifth for BSTV Esports. Sixth coming in, Chris Jackson. Still called as a privateer, but I assume that is NQR NA. Nicolas Bogatyrev, NQR. Good to see that he somehow made his iRacing work again, although the situation is not preferable for some people around. So it's good to see him driving again with us. The Shut up, Pete. Eight, eight is David Burns for Hydro Racing. Fourth, Stephen Phillips and Dash Hound Racing came in ninth. Jamie Wilson from Team Chimera, 10th. Philip, I'm going to try it one more time. Switch. Tell me how to pronounce it. In as a
That sounds good. That sounds good.
that came in as a privateer. Michael McCoy, Blue Glove Racing, Rob Van, BSTV Esports. In 13th, 14th, Mika Hakkinen, Team Beer Pope. Like that one as well. Good name. 15th, Jeremy Rogers, also as a privateer. Reminder for the guys to sign up as a privateer. If you haven't already, or if you don't have a team, maybe you can team up with another privateer so you get team points and maybe get home, take home the victory cup. Is it, or is it the wooden things, Pete? Or don't
It's
we
the
have
wooden
any?
thing. It's the wooden
It's
thing.
the wooden things. Okay. 16th, Rowley, Wallbank, Trained Monkey Racing. I like that one as well. That seems like a good team for you, Pete. 17th, Vincent Skillback, Skillby Racing. Not really Vince anymore, so I'm curious about that. Stuart Brown coming in 18th as a privateer. 19th, Jeff Saunders, also a privateer. Bram Dubois, NQR Europe, came in 20th. 21st, Rich Jameson Racing. How original. 22nd, Andreas Trapp, Old Man Racing. That is the team for you, Tony. Old Man Racing. I like that. Alex Lado came in 23rd for Hydro Racing Forces on his Xbox controller. So that is a pretty. Pete, how does it feel to get beaten by an Xbox controller?
It's not great. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, okay. Well, fair enough. You kept it on track. Oh no, you didn't. Pete Bingham. Pete Bingham, last of the people who still was out were running 24th. So we will say that you are last. PSTV
Okay.
Esports.
Okay.
Nicolas Keats, Kinetic Racing, came in 25th. 26th is Towers Fosberg for SRB Motorsport. I assume
Oh,
that.
that's me spelling that wrong.
Is that you? Yeah. Okay. I
Yeah,
think
that's
that was
my fault.
okay. So smack Pete for that. 27th, Samir Kadura, Automobile Club de Cuba. If you're really from Cuba, I like that. That it maybe explains the blinking. And Sasso Proton rounding up the grid 28th for iRacing Boise.
Cool.
That was the standings for today. How was the race, Pete?
I'd forgotten. Well, it's not that I'd forgotten. This car is strangely different to the previous generation. If you ever drive it even ever so slightly, it's gonna kill you. I did a drive-through in the first race. I avoided having a drive-through in the second race by one incident point. It was good fun. It was good fun. Hopefully, a lot of the others had a good day on media day. I think the whole field is in the interview room, and I know you're not feeling great, so feel free to drop out whenever you need to, Wobbly.
Yeah, I will. I will go in a couple of minutes.
Cool.
I'll leave you to rant a little bit and then
Oh
tell you
yeah.
that I love the fact that you spun twice and we got a super slow mo for you. So
Oh, excellent.
that is
Right,
one for the
that's good.
checkbox.
Oh, right. Are we going to see
There
it
it
now?
is.
Oh,
There it
here
is.
we go.
Oh, it's not here. Sam misclicked.
Oh, yeah, devastated. Okay. So, yeah, the car. I figured out how to drive the car about 2/3 of the way through the feature race. So, like, not in time. And yeah, it's very different. But I haven't had a great deal of time to actually practice with it. So, um, hopefully, it looked good on the broadcast. The paints on the cars were incredible from where I could see. There was one with like black and like red lightning towards the back of the field when I was racing. That was an amazing paint job. Yeah, that one. Who is that?
Andreas
Andrea.
Straub.
He was in
There's
the
drop.
chat with me actually. Yeah, that's a nice paint job. That's lush. Look at that. Oh dear, that's very good. Old man
So
racing.
are you saying and telling Tyler that he needs to do better?
No, no. Look at my car. My car looks mean. The paint job on it is brilliant. Silas done a fantastic job of that. Shame that the driver inside it's no good. Right. Okay. I don't know who won what because I was at the back over a
So
lap down.
we want
Um,
we actually want Rob
Bob Woodhouse. Right. Okay. I'll go and get him. I'll go and get him
twice.
twice. Okay. We'll.
I can move him. Can I?
No, it's fine. I've got him. I've got him. It's fine. Bob Woodhouse, welcome to the booth. We've got to interview you twice apparently.
Twice, bloody hell.
Oh dear. Yeah, I don't know anything about your race because I was so far away from it. I felt like it was in a completely different one. Did you fuel save the last one, or did you actually pit at some point?
Yeah, I was fuel saving. I'd actually I've fuel saved too much. I was yeah, I had enough to do another half a lap or so. And it
Right.
was like I was fuel saving fuel because I thought it was going to go 24 laps. And then when I was coming to the realization that it was 23 laps,
Hmm.
and yeah, I was able to get going again to make sure Kenzie couldn't catch me.
Right. Okay. I mean, Navarra's it's quite a. There's a lot of slow corners on the track, and I have to say, it's. I mean, there's a bit of exhilaration at the start of the lap, and then it all kind of it ties itself in knots. Although with a grid this size, I'm guessing it was quite busy where you were, even if it was quiet where I was.
Yeah. I mean, starting in the back of the top 10, yeah, it was pretty congested. I just tried to bide my time, stay clean, and yeah, just kept tickling along, tried to save as much as possible, and yeah, just kept going. I mean, I think with Navarra, because of the short straights, it does lend itself to fuel saving quite well. I mean, I think with this fuel tank at other circuits, fuel save won't even be anywhere close. I think
Well,
Navarra is
yeah,
a bit of an exception.
that's kind of what we're after for the league, to be honest. We want to have people like second guessing other drivers, and if that's the case, then that's going to be good.
Yeah,
Uh,
I mean, I was second guessing it to the end, and I mean, you got Tyler and Simon, Kenzie, they've all been like fuel saving gods in this league. And
yeah.
then when they were all pitting, I was seriously doubting myself. I come to the conclusion that if I'm a lap short, I'm just got to pull up on the, even if I'm in the lead, I'm just got to pull up on the line, wait a lap, and then cross it a lap down. You know,
Right.
yeah, I'd rolled my dice. I just had to go with it. And then when Simon had pitted, I came round and it was like I had 2.5 laps of fuel left, and there was like 3 minutes to go. And I was
Yeah.
like, hang on a minute, that's looking good. And I just prayed for the white flag, and it came. So
Right.
yeah, happy days. But yeah, just my luck to get a double win on a no score round.
Yeah.
Well, you should be proud of it, Bob, because it was. I know Rob, but you did a really good job. You showed the pace. You overtook the cars when needed in turn one. I mean in race one. Um, yeah, I'm happily surprised to see you up front, mate. I am bombarding you as favorite for the next race.
I doubt that very much. But
No, no,
yeah, I'll bask in the glory for a couple of weeks. But yeah, I'll be very surprised if I ever get to repeat this.
Oh, you will, mate. We have all the faith in the world in you.
We got
Thank you.
we got one of the better infield ovals next, which is Indianapolis.
Oh,
What, do you not like that one?
Wait, are you? Wait. Sorry, I'm interrupting. But are you telling me that you like that track?
I quite
No.
like Indy Road.
That is the worst. Rob is reviewing this one. That is the worst track ever.
No, it's not.
I'm not a lover of that circuit.
Oh, what is wrong with you both? Never
It's
mind.
like
Yeah.
Donington.
Yeah.
Donington's amazing.
Yeah,
Best
I'm not.
track in the world.
I'm not a lover of Donington as well, but
Oh man,
got my
we're
first
gonna be best
feature
friends,
win
Rob.
there as well.
Yeah, you're gonna stop the interview now. Really?
Yeah, I mean, don't
Um,
get me wrong. There's a lot worse tracks, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely not on my top 5 or 10 list.
Okay. Well, hopefully everything went right in the background and with the race day setup and the timings and everything for this media day. And well done to you for winning both races. Best of luck for this coming series. Hopefully you've got it in the tank for beating Simon and taking that trophy away from him at last.
Yeah, well, that'll be a miracle.
Cool. All right then. We'll catch
All right,
you
take care, guys. Thank you.
next time. Cheers, Rob.
See you, man.
Cheers, bye.
Right, next. Where is he? Where's he gone?
The whole grid is in the interview room.
Yeah, no, but Kenzie is not, which is odd.
No, Kenzie.
Who won the thingy one, the heat one?
Bob.
Who came second rather? Stephen.
Stephen, yeah.
Yeah, wow. Let's find Stephen. Bring him in. Good evening to the head dash hound, Stephen Phillips. Good evening. He's not even there, is he?
Peter, if you're talking, I can't hear you.
Oh, there you go. We can hear
I can't
you.
hear any of you.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Ah, okay. So nice second place. How did you find the two races tonight for
I
our
loved
media day?
Oh, I just loved it. The new car is awesome. It's just a blast to drive. And I was really surprised with this track combination when I started doing officials. It's a really, really good track for this car. And it's a shame that it's getting some hate on the forums because it's just a blast to drive.
Oh, is it people having a pop at it? Are they?
A little bit, yeah.
Oh, right. I quite enjoyed it once I'd kind of figured out how not to spin so much, which happened about one lap from the end of race 2.
You're still spinning.
I feel a bit sick actually, but yeah, it's good to see you on our grids. The paint job you're giving that Mustang is pretty damn cool, to be honest.
Thank you.
Yeah, I like it. It features well on there. Hopefully you'll be able to do a few races. You don't always turn up for all of them, and that's true of many races actually in this league. Most of them turn up just because they love racing these V8s with the company that's around them. So hopefully you can do plenty of them. Are you thinking that the big grids are going to bring more excitement to you, or do you think it's going to end up in a crash fest or anything like that? I mean, it seemed pretty good tonight, to be fair.
Well, if today's anything to go off of, the racing was hard but fair. There was a lot of door banging, but in a good way. The kind of door banging and hip checking that you want to see from this kind of car and this kind of racing. So I'm hoping that we can continue to have another really good competitive year. It's great to see a little bit of a shakeup at the top of the grid. We've got some new names and some old returning names that are mixing it up with the big guns. So it's really cool to be back in the new car. And yeah, I hope everyone had a lot of fun today and that they stick with it and stick with us for a season.
Cool. Anybody you want to shout out to before we let you disappear?
Yeah, I just want to, if you disconnected today, come back. The more people we have on the grid, the better. I'm sorry for whatever reason you weren't having a good time. But yeah, come see us, come say hi. We would love to help you get faster. Big shout out to Simability. Thank you obviously to the BSTV team, Pete, Clyde, Sam, Wobbly. I'm sure Alex. I'm sure there are other people that I'm missing. Thank you to you guys for letting us do this.
Did you say wobbly?
Well, you did, yeah. You just
Alright.
weren't.
Yeah,
You just
yeah,
weren't
he's
paying
here in the
attention.
booth.
I was just
Might
checking.
as well
Man.
thank you. Yeah. And then all of our regular league members for just making this some car to drive and race. So thanks everyone.
Cool. In that case, we'll see you next week. Or no, we'll see you on the 25th. Sorry, racing in the V8s again, unless you're going to join the TCRs, of course. Stephen Phillips, everybody.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
gonna
Right, who
dip
should we
out
get
now.
in? You're going to pop out. Okay, then.
Yeah.
You go and take yourself some medicine and get better soon. Thanks a lot, Wobbly.
I'll drink it. No worries, man.
Cool.
Yep. Thanks, probably. See you.
Right, who should we get in next? No Kenzie still, so that one's not an option. Who won the? Who won? I keep saying that. Oh well, we should speak with Ant Woodward. He was, even I could see that he was banging doors with people. Woody, there he is. Right, okay. So, welcome to the booth, Ant Woodward. How are you doing?
Evening. Took me by
Evening.
surprise. I was just listening to those nerds.
Well, the whole field is in the chat, which is bizarre. How much fun was that? Because this is probably the biggest field that you've raced in for quite a long time, I'm guessing.
Were you out there, Pete?
Funny guy. You are a funny
I didn't
guy.
see it. That's
you
all.
are hilarious. I was the one spinning on every corner.
What a race. That was awesome. I love these new cars.
Stephen was saying that they're getting some stick on the forums, but once I'd figured out how to stop spinning so much, I actually started enjoying it. I was already a lap down by then, but that's par for the course for me, isn't it? Really? And you didn't even notice I was in there, so you're not getting my driver of the meeting ever this season. But yeah, you did pretty good in which race? Was it the second one?
Oh,
yeah,
I was
one.
happy with both races.
Podium. What the hell? Was there only 3 people in the second race?
No, I mean, I knew I wasn't going to fuel save, so I knew I was pitting the whole way through that. Whereas Bob pretty much, I think, knew he was going to fuel save, so I just took tyres halfway through, tried to make the best of it. But because I started so high up, I managed to pull a bit of a gap on everyone, and yeah, it worked out nice. Came out behind Kenzie, was fighting Kenzie. It's like what?
Yeah.
And then Simon, I think Simon went easy at the end of race 2 because of what happened in race 1. But that's to get a third in a feature is pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah, very good, especially with the company that you're in. Even Crash Jackson turned up for a race. But yeah, it's going to be quite an interesting season if we get these sort of numbers. And we've not stopped recruiting just yet. How many was that? Was that about 28 drivers that we had in there?
Yeah.
Well, so. 27 and me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a bit of an interesting prospect this season, don't you think?
Yeah, definitely. I think the cars may be a little easier to drive. I'm not sure. We're all biased.
Well, I thought it was harder to crash, as in you can recover the car without actually putting it into a wall or spinning fully. It's a lot easier to recover from the point of no return, as it were.
Yeah, see, we've got new cars, but we've also got new tyres, which I think is massive. So I think we're not quite realising that we're dealing with the two things, and there's a lot in the new tyres where I think it's easier to save it if you do lose it. So yeah, they're just better all round. And we got the chance of rain. I was watching the skies the whole way through the race. It's awesome.
Well, at the start, I thought we were almost guaranteed some rain because the percentages were quite high. And then it just vanished.
Yeah, it changed after the first race, didn't it? So
that was cool. But yeah, anybody you want to shout out to before I let you go from this media day? Fully confident because you got yourself a podium that you're going to win the whole series now.
No, I doubt it. That's probably the highest I'll get all season now. But yeah, just massive shout out to Tony. He's having to miss it because he's ill. So just all the best wishes to him. Hope he makes a speedy recovery. Sponsors, you guys, awesome that it's come around so fast as soon as the new car's been delivered. So thanks, and let's go. Season 16.
Awesome stuff. In that case, we'll look forward to Indianapolis Road and you in it on the 25th of January. Ant Woodward.
Cheers, boys.
Cool. Right, let's get in last season's winner very quickly. We'll bash through these because I want to speak to some new guys as well. Welcome to the booth. Last season's reigning champion and previous season, actually. You got 2 in the row, didn't you? Simon Trendle.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. And you've got your little yellow line under your name on your windscreen banner, which denotes you as a previous champion of the series, current reigning champion. They made you work for a lot of that, really, didn't they?
Yes. So race 1, I had a issue with my VR where it was stuck at half frame rate and stuttering.
Right.
So that made it terrifying because I was having to fight with people who were very, very willing to just leave me enough room, but not quite enough room, and which is fair because that's how it is. And yeah, so I was sort of having to back out some moves, and I just made a mess of that one. So I went
Right.
backwards on that one.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the second one,
How close to fuel saving the whole thing were you?
I wasn't trying to.
Oh, you weren't? Right,
Nope.
okay. That's very untrendle-like.
I knew I could do it. I did it yesterday in the official.
Yeah, that's what Tyler was
so
saying.
there wasn't no point in doing that because I don't learn anything. This is a non-point scoring round. I might as well learn something. So I just
Yeah,
ran as
yeah.
long as possible and then took just fuel in the pit stop.
Now we were discussing tyres because with the new tyre model, apparently it appears that the wear is not quite as horrific as it used to be on the Gen 2 cars.
The time drop off isn't as horrific as it is on the Gen 2 tires, but the wear is quite susceptible to temperature.
I found out a lot about that.
Phillip Island, where it was quite hot, you couldn't make, what was it, 35 minutes without destroying the tyres?
Right.
Or 40 minutes? I think it was 40 minutes. Somewhere around there. And whereas here, it's fine. You can make like 45, 50, probably an hour before you destroy the tyres. But
I found it a lot less than that. I found about 5 minutes, and I mullered mine. But I think that's just due to.
But that's the interesting part about this car is it's now completely different. There's going to be no just undercuts hit and then you gain positions anymore.
Yeah.
There's a warm up period on the tyres. If you undercut someone, you've got to get those up to temperature and start lapping faster before they jump in after you, come out ahead of you because you've had a slow out lap, and then block you while they're warming their tyres up. So the undercut is less powerful because someone can cover it off quite easily. And then you've got the overcut, which is going to require you to run long and deal with traffic. So there is no straightforward solution, I think, anymore, which is why I was just trying something weird, I guess.
Okay. No,
at least I have information for the future because it might come in useful.
So are you going to get yourself another block of wood for this season, do you think?
Probably not.
Do you not think?
It's a new car. There's lots of people who have picked up speed. There's others who've lost it.
Yeah.
I'm probably about the same. So I don't know. We'll see.
Right.
Bob's
Okay.
fast.
Yeah.
Let's limit that.
Yeah. And Kenzie's got it under the hood, and Ant Woodward seemed to be pretty competitive today. Yeah, it's going to be. I think if we can attract a grid of this sort of size, it'll be a spectacle pretty much every time we race, which would be great.
And we haven't even got to the rain part of it yet.
No, and it did threaten for a good portion of that race. It was the skies looked bad, but and the
32%. I've never seen it rain at 3 or 2%. So
have you not? Right. Okay.
I saw it at 18. Done that many rain races, but
yeah, I saw 18 on the screen right at the beginning of practice, but it seemed to tail off very quickly.
Yeah.
But no, it's going to be good. In that case, we'll let you go and start your practice for Indianapolis, or actually, it's TCRs on Wednesday, isn't it?
At Daytona, and then the Raw at Daytona, and then more Daytona, and then
Daytona.
Pretty much, it's Daytona fortnight, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Every series is going to go there. But yeah, it's going to be good fun. And we should be well practiced by the time we finish it.
Yeah.
But
so every year still suck at it, but there we
go. Well, maybe this year will be different. And we will now say goodbye to Simon Trendle, our current reigning champion of this series. And we'll see him on Wednesday when he races TCRs at Daytona.
See you then.
Right, next up, I want to get some new guys. Oh, you are joking. I was going to get Rowley in next, but he's gone. Stuart Brown. Let's get a new boy in. Let's surprise one of the newbies. Stuart Brown, good evening.
Good evening.
Evening. Well, right. Let's find out where you finished first of all. Yeah, ahead of me in the first race, and I'm just gauging everything as to where. And ahead of me in the second, so I don't like you anymore. How are you doing? Is this your first season driving V8s?
Did you like me in the first place?
Oh dear, good attitude. I like it. But yeah, it's is this the first season driving V8s, or have you been in?
Yes, it is. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay. Well, you've not got anything to benchmark against then, which is either a good thing or a bad thing, because these are quite different to the previous generation of car. I can vouch for that. I did a lot of spinning tonight, and you didn't, which annoys me. And you actually finished well south of mid-table in the feature race, which is pretty good considering the level of I rating that's ahead of both of us in this. But yeah, it's. Did you enjoy the racing tonight?
Oh, it was great fun. Yeah, yeah. I mean, my biggest issue was getting off the start. I forgot to stick it in gear. Didn't
Well,
believe it. Sitting
yeah.
there, right, I must get this like line logger thing right. And I forgot to stick it in gear.
Well, it's not like you're the first one to do that. I think we've all done something like that. I mean, you can double clutch these cars, which is different as well. Some people have got it down to an absolute T. So I'm sure that if you got on the Discord chat, somebody will tell you what the optimal thing to do is. But hopefully you enjoyed yourself tonight, because there was a bit of bumping and bashing, as there always is in a media day. For anybody that came a cropper, that's standard. This is just to see how the settings go and things like that, and just get you used to racing against each other, or even racing the car at all. We're
Right.
watching you doing a lovely slide through the sharp hairpin there. That's nice. Nearly recovered it, and oh, is that me overtaking you? Can you super slow mo this or not? Oh no, that's Tyler. Oh, you're not far enough back for it to be me. But yeah, did you have a good fun?
Yeah, yeah, brilliant. Yeah, I had some great battles with Bram and Vincent and I forgot now, a bunch of people. Yeah, it was really good.
Cool. No.
Unfortunately, my fluff start, I got a ding from Bram, which is understandable, behind me, and then so the first race was all a little bit. I had no left rear grip, so I was just limping about around. But the second race, I managed to avoid the early carnage and just enjoyed whoever I was battling with, which is exactly what I came here for.
Yeah,
You know,
good.
I got no illusions of grandeur. I just want to come and have a bit of fun with everyone, you know, and make some friends.
Yeah, that's good. That's the right attitude to have, in my opinion, because if we don't enjoy it, then we shouldn't be doing it, right? It's
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah, too right. We go to Indianapolis Road on the 25th of this month, because we've got Daytona that hogs 2 weeks in between, so
Right.
we avoid that just because nobody turns up if you put a race week on that weekend. But yeah, it's hopefully it's going to be a good one at Indianapolis. It's quite a tight and twisty internal road course, which I like and nobody else does. I don't know whether you've raced there before, have you?
Not a lot. I think maybe once or twice. Yeah, it's. Well, I know the layout, but I'm not. You know, it'll be a whole new ball game learning it in this car. That's for sure.
Oh yeah. Any track's new in this car. This is just raw. This thing. There's no gadgets, no gizmos, no assists.
And I love
Just you for unpredictable tires and a shit ton of horsepower.
it.
So yeah, it's gonna be a
Put my
tasty
name
one.
down.
Yeah, too right. Well, anybody you want to shout out to before we let you disappear from the media day?
I suppose Tyler's been very helpful to me, particularly because he managed to get me out of a hole with doing a paint. So I really want to say thank you to him. He's been really helpful. Thank you.
No, well said. And we will look forward to seeing you on track at Indy on the 25th of January. Stuart Brown, everybody.
Cheers, Pete. Thanks, guys.
Cool, nice. Rolly did not reappear, so now we'll go and find. We'll go for Bram next. Why not? As we Bram is the most handsome of the NQR drivers. Bram, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, excellent. Right, what did you do in your races? You finished. It's the same story as Stuart Brown. This you finished ahead of me in the first race and ahead of me in the second. So I no longer like you, no matter how good looking you are.
I almost disqualified myself by getting a black flag just
What
before the
for?
white flag. Incident
Oh,
race.
you're joking. All right, okay. Well, you'd have been in the same place as me then. I had to do a drive-through in the first race. I didn't even get 10 laps under me before I ended up doing a drive-through. But yeah, you've done all right tonight. You finished ahead of some reasonably big names in there. I know that a lot of people had
Well,
issues and stuff, but
some I stand around. So
yeah, yeah.
I had 2 incidents with Vincent. Twice got caught off guard too much and gave him a slight bump, which is enough. So yeah, not good for me.
No, well, it's what Media Day is all about. It's about settling yourself into the car and understanding it a bit better, and for us to understand what's going wrong with the broadcast, if anything, with paint packs and things like that. So it's not a massive drama if there's any incidents in this one. But
someone has to be the last of the team. But
well, yeah.
I wasn't expecting 13 spots back, so I did
Well,
very well.
Just have to address that next time and make sure Ant's at the back. Okay, and anybody you want to shout out to before we let you go and start your practice for Indianapolis?
You guys for having the race. I'm looking forward to the new season. Let's see all the new names. I hope they all stick around because I think they all have potential. And it's gonna be a tough grid, tough to pass, very wide cars. So it's gonna give a good season to watch for everyone.
Yeah, it's going to be fun, and you're right. They are very wide. When you're approaching the back of them, you think, "Christ, there's not a lot of track left." Yeah, it's good shout that, and I hadn't thought about it in that way. But we will look forward to seeing you on track at Indianapolis. Bram de Bois.
Yeah. Good evening, guys.
Cool. Right, next one we're going to get is going to be Jamie. Good evening to Jamie Wilson.
Hello.
Hello. Right, I'm going to find results. Jamie.
Better than you, both races.
Another one.
I mean, you finished almost last in both races, so there's no.
Can we not point that out to everybody? Thank you.
Sorry, Pete. Sorry. I thought it was still wobbly.
I'm very disappointed in you, Pete, for a different reason.
Oh no! What have I done now?
Which is that you let, I think it was me and Nikolai, through.
Yeah.
With such efficiency that I didn't get the opportunity to flash my lights out. I was looking forward to that all race.
Right. Okay. Well, that's your missed opportunity. That sounds like a you problem, not a me problem. Yeah, I tried to keep out of my way. Hopefully, out of everybody's way. In between spinning. These are very, very different cars now, aren't they? Very different. The way
was that the first time you've really driven them in anger?
Oh, first time I've driven it. Oh no, I did a couple of laps of Thruxton when I bought both the track and the cars together. But Thruxton's nothing like this. I mean, this is just short straights, heavy braking zones, second gear everywhere, and the opportunity to spin randomly at any time. Because if you're even a little bit brutal with this car, it just has your life, doesn't it?
This track exacerbates it quite significantly. I don't know if Simon mentioned that, but it's one of the hardest tracks for this car.
Right, okay. And you got yourself the earliest of early pit stops in earlydom.
Yes, I pitted yesterday.
You pitted yesterday. You pitted before we'd started racing. Was that in an attempt to get an undercut, or was it just to get out of traffic?
No, it was more just, I can pit now, so I am, because it'll be weird. Literally, that was the thought process of, yeah, I'll do it now. But also, that's partially true. Also, I had a good start. You heard that correctly. Don't adjust your sets, everyone. Yeah. And I knew I was going to be swamped in the next sort of 3 or 4 laps after that. I had the queue going to form behind me, and I thought, I'll lose time less if I'm just on my own or with a couple of people that I might be able to get past in pretty short order by that time of the race, like Alex on his controller and that sort of thing. Yeah. So there was a degree of thought into it, but it was more of a snap decision at the hairpin, like, I'll do it now.
Right, okay. Well, you did really well in the second race, didn't you? Where were you? 5th? Yeah, 5th.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, nosebleed or,
That'd be quite entertaining in VR, because I don't know if you'd know. What's that? Taste it more than anything. But yeah, no, I'm pretty happy with that. I mean, I enjoyed, to be honest, all the side-by-side stuff. I don't know if you caught me side-by-side with Stephen Phillips for like a lap.
Probably Sam did because he's a better
Yep.
cameraman than me.
Yeah, that was good stuff, and yeah, loads of new faces and things. Stuart Brown getting a worse start than any Chimera start.
Oh, don't exaggerate.
It was just, saying that, I did say in the group when everyone was in there earlier that the worst one I've ever done is starting with the engine off, which is quite an achievement. Funny enough, that was on a media day as well, for a different league.
Right.
Thankfully, but yeah, no, that was a good little taster, I suppose, of the league when it gets going proper.
Yeah, it should be good, and if we can keep a field size similar to this, I think that's good and manageable, isn't it? Too many V8s on the track. We've seen it quite a few years ago. It becomes a bit of carnage because, of course, as soon as one car is sideways on the track, stopping these things is like trying to stop a cross-channel ferry, isn't it? It doesn't stop on a dime, does it? It carries on for miles.
Yeah.
And then you're on the scene of somebody else's crash quite quickly in these cars. Too few cars, and it becomes occasionally a bit of a snorathon. Whereas this seemed like a really good field today. I saw it several times. I think there were several fields because they passed me many times. But yeah, it was good to see you on the track. Your livery looks resplendent on the Camaro. Now that I've spelled it right in the paint pack and everything, it's always a bit better, isn't it? And yeah, it's going to be. I like the way you came out the pits in front of me, even after 3 laps. Shocking, absolutely shocking.
I did think, I wonder if I might bump into Pete if I pit early enough. No,
no, he was miles behind. But yeah, it's going to be good. We're going to go to Indianapolis in this series next, but we'll see you on Wednesday.
Yes, and Indianapolis in the old car was, if you remember, one of the best BSTV races that there's ever been. So
yeah, I've been telling people.
Not that that's hyping it up too much for it to be a damp squib now or anything, but yeah, looking forward to that.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. Everybody else has been dissing the track. I really like Indianapolis Road, and you're right. The last time we were there was brilliant.
It races really well. It's not the most exciting track in the world. I'll grant you that. It's not like, oh wow, Indy Road, how thrilling. No, it isn't to drive, but it is to race. So or at least it was in the old car. Let's see how it goes here.
And we'll remind everybody just how much you put into this league, which is enormous amounts. We wouldn't have graphics on the screen of such good quality, or banners in the windscreens or anything like that. And I would have no control over OBS whatsoever if it wasn't for you. So thank you very much for your contributions to these BSTV leagues.
That's all right, no worries.
Invaluable. And we shall let you go and start practicing probably for Daytona. Jamie Wilson, everybody.
Cheers, guys.
Right then, and one more tonight. I've got through these in good order, haven't I, Sam?
Yeah, you did a pretty good job.
Yeah, I've got good at this with the TCRs because we end up with a huge list of people. Welcome to the booth, Vincent Skilbeck. Good evening.
Oh, hello.
Hello. You had a bit of bump and jostle all the way through both of those races. That was a bit of a tumultuous time in the media day. Thankfully, it doesn't mean anything. And I mean, I love your paint, by the way. That is class. It's bling-tastic. I feel like I need to go and buy some really heavyweight gold chains right now. But yeah, you had a bit of a bump and a grind with a lot of people. Well, just with a few people actually, but none of them went your way. Hopefully that's not what the rest of the racing is going to be like this season. But it's good to see a decent sized grid in these leagues at last, isn't it?
Yeah, I was very surprised at the grid size tonight. A lot of new faces, which is a good sign that the new car is bringing a lot more people out to drive the V8. So that's a very good sign.
Yeah. And there's a lot of new people to the car, which is probably what you have experienced tonight. Although Bram did say that he lost control of his car and he was the reason for one of your unfortunate accidents in there. Not your accident, his accident. You were the victim of it. So yeah, it's he said he'd give you two rough rides in the same race. So I think he's got an apology for you somewhere in there. But yeah, hopefully the racing is going to be good and clean because you were very, very fast. You've got some good time. Have you had plenty of seat time in this car already?
Yeah, I've started doing the officials again. So I've been getting time in the car. This week I haven't really done much just because I don't really like the track.
Right.
As evident as my track lap time, in quali I was 1.3 seconds off the top time. So
Only 1.3. I'd have paid
yeah,
good money.
only
I couldn't
1.3
buy that
seconds.
lap. Yeah, I couldn't buy a lap like that. And you've moved to Skilby Racing. Is that have you moved away from your previous race team? Shall we call it?
Yeah, I decided at the end of last year. I've been thinking about it for a bit. That I was gonna drop the wheelie bins name just because I'm really the only one that runs that paint.
Right. Okay.
And just runs as the wheelie bins team. So I decided I told the admin team that I was gonna drop the name. But I still asked if I could have the wheelie bins name on the car somewhere, and they were happy with that. So
Okay. Okay.
yeah, like kind of pushed me over.
Who does your paint? Because that's lush.
That and me.
You did that.
Yeah.
Blimey,
Took
crikey.
me
So,
a
anybody
bit to do,
watching,
but yeah.
if you want a fantastic paint, folks, then Vincent Skilbeck's in the market. You got favourable rates for painting cars, have you?
Yeah, I can do them for free.
Yeah, cool. So get your orders in with Vincent for a paint scheme as good as the one on your screen right now because I love that. I love the script down the side, the Skilby Racing. That's class. That's really good. Good colour combinations too. Hopefully you're looking forward to the rest of this season because you are a stalwart. You're part of the furniture here. It wouldn't be V8ESC if you weren't in it. And we hope that you end up with better fortunes in future races. Thankfully, this one didn't count towards points. And we go to Indy Road next, which, if you remember the last one there, that was amazing.
Yeah, I quite like Indy Road actually.
Good man, good man.
It is difficult in the V8s. I haven't actually driven it with the new car. But I'm sure I'll get seat time and yeah, I'll get fast enough.
Awesome stuff. Well, you're a beautiful human to have in our leagues. Anybody you want to shout out to before we let you go?
Yeah, just you guys for the broadcast, Simability for sponsoring, and hopefully everyone that turns up in the future for the races.
Awesome stuff. In that case, we really do look forward to seeing you at Indy Road. Vincent Skilbeck, everybody.
Catch you guys.
Cool, right. So, what was your view of that like from the camera's perspective, Sam? I mean, the new cars look really good, don't they?
It did look really good. It was awesome. A lot of battles. It was quite hard to follow everything. It reminds me the good old days of 20 plus car grids in the
Yeah,
V8.
yeah.
So yeah, and the battle were all great. A few hits between the cars, but it's expected with these old beats. So yeah,
Yeah.
it was all fine. I didn't see anything wrong. Mistakes, obviously, but not that many. I was surprised. I was expecting more chaos, to be honest with you. It's always like that on media days. It's a bit more chaos than usual. So if it's something to go for the league, if today was the most chaos we'll see all season, it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, cool. I think I caused more chaos for myself than anybody else did for anybody else.
Yes, I didn't show everything.
You couldn't do. You'd have to run an entire show just for my incidents.
Yeah, that's gonna be the recap.
Oh dear. That's funny. But no, I mean, I can't express enough how different these cars are. And somebody said it. I think it was Jamie that it's not just the car that's different. It's the tires that's different. The fact that weather is involved now. There's so many different factors jumping from the Gen 2 cars to the Gen 3. It's wildly different. You can save these cars from a spin. You could never do that in the last ones. It does snap on you, and when the rears go, it takes several laps to recover them. That was kind of true in the previous ones. But yeah, these are going to be great fun for the drivers. And this media day, I think, has been quite a success. Give us some good footage to make a lovely promo video for, and we've got a fortnight or more before we race these in anger. So yeah, this one's going to be fun. I think this is going to be a good league, and that trophy is up for grabs. Somebody needs to wrestle it out of the hands of Simon Trendle, that's for certain. So it's going to be good. I'd like to. There's no driver of the meeting tonight, I don't think, is there? No. We don't score anything here, do we?
No, it's a blank race.
Yeah,
don't
cool.
score anything. If you want to call someone out for driver of a meeting, if you want, but without point at the end, you can. But I don't think you saw anything from where you are.
Thank you for that. I really need that. No, we'll skip swiftly past that then, given the fact that I saw nothing apparently apart from walls and grass. And thank everybody for watching. Thank all the racers that participated. Hopefully you all return and enjoy this league and have fun with it. That's what it's all about. And thanks to you, Sam, and to Wobbly, who was not feeling his best, and he still rocked up to do a broadcast, which is mighty fine of him. Hopefully you enjoyed the camera work tonight, Sam, even if it was busy and you didn't catch everything. Whoever catches anything, I miss all the best bits of races when I'm on cameras. So thanks, folks, and we'll see you next time. Over to you, Sam.
Yep, see you next time. Thanks everybody for racing first. Clean races was all enjoyable. And hopefully we carry over this for the whole season. So we'll see you next time at in the road. That's it.